In the harsh waters of the Bering Sea, January marks the start of a risky crab fishing season, putting the courageous crews to the ultimate test of their strength and determination. Among the seasoned veterans and courageous greenhorns, Dutch Harbor emerges as the hub of this high-stakes venture. The cold winds and frigid seas turn normal work into a bone-chilling misery, with every action weighed against the powerful forces of nature. Get ready for an adrenaline-fueled journey into the cold depths of the Bering Sea, where daring souls face chilling winds, towering waves, and the unrelenting hunt of opilio crabs. Join us as we explore the thrilling experience of opilio crab fishing in a world where only the brave dare to tread. As the screams of king crab season disappear, a new chapter in the ice tale begins, the opilio season. The determined pursuit of opilio crabs becomes a hauntingly beautiful yet hazardous endeavor. Following the king crabbing expedition, opilio season returns the courageous Bering Sea fishermen to Dutch Harbor, where temperatures drop and the air is dense with the strong spray of freezing water. As the winter winds howl and the freezing spray engulfs the decks, witness the crews of the Northwestern, Time Bandit, and Wizard face the ultimate test of guts and endurance. From rescuing pots in danger of being swallowed by the descending ice pack to confronting personal challenges and court dates, it is a roller coaster of emotions, danger, and the unyielding spirit of those who dare to tackle the deadliest catch. As the frigid winds cut through the air, Captain Sig Hansen, a stalwart of the Northwestern, embarks on his 23rd opilio crab season. With a weathered face that tells the tales of countless battles with the sea, Captain Sig stands at the helm, ready to lead his crew into the icy abyss. The mission is clear. Rescue pots stored miles north in the Bering Sea, a perilous journey to retrieve them before the descending ice pack devours their valuable catch. The Bering Sea is among the world's coldest and most hazardous oceans. It is a marginal sea of the Pacific Ocean, located between Alaska and Russia. Strong winds, frigid temperatures, and ice water are all common conditions in the Bering Sea. The combination produces some of the most violent waves in the world, with water rising and falling up to 30 feet on an average day. The crew battles against Arctic temperatures in northern and eastern areas of the sea that plummet to 49 degrees F, 45 degrees C, during winters. Floating ice is frequent in the north. The sea is one of the most productive fishing grounds globally and supports lucrative fisheries for various species such as pollock, crab, salmon, and cod. Within this freezing abyss lives the enigmatic opilio crab, which is also referred to as the snow crab, thrives in the very circumstances that test its pursuers. The crews of vessels manage not just the exterior risks posed by the environment, but also the complexity of capturing a catch that lives on this frozen frontier. Captain Sig Hansen and his determined crew are out once again to retrieve the pots in the freezing depths of the Bering Sea. The crew will sail about 240 miles from the Dutch harbor to St. George and St. Paul to rescue the pots. The journey ahead is a continuation of one tough obstacle to the next, testing the endurance of those who have survived the rigorous king crabbing season. The everyday task that once felt comfortable has transformed into an icy nightmare, a never-ending war against the weather that requires every ounce of skill, stamina, and drive. On board with Sig Hansen on the Northwestern is a wide-eyed and eager new face. Meet Jake Anderson, a greenhorn facing the unknown challenges of opilio crab fishing. The feeling of dread is obvious as he aboards onto the Northwestern, nerves rattling from tales of ice and wind that lie ahead. However, friendship grows on this freezing battlefield, with the experienced crew welcoming Jake into their group. Northwestern becomes a school of hard knocks, with lessons learned not from textbooks, but from the burning cold and unwavering waves. Jake is not the only member the crew welcomed. Matt Bradley, returning from a court date, is also on board. The Northwestern team decides to take a big step toward Matt's redemption by blowing up his past. The explosive moment reverberates over the freezing seas as Matt's past is consumed by flames, a symbolic gesture of leaving behind the flaws that once tormented him. Captain Sig considers the importance of this explosive gesture, understanding that in the inhospitable Bering Sea, one must remove the burden of the past in order to face the difficulties that lie ahead. It's more than just collecting crabs. It's about liberating oneself from the weights that threaten to drag them down. As the northwestern adventure goes on, it becomes more than just a hunt for opilio crabs. It is a tribute to the human spirit's fortitude in the face of nature's most terrible obstacles. The freezing waters may be hard, but so are the men who venture to cross them on the Northwestern. In another episode of the Deadliest Catch, it's time for the Northwestern and Captain Sig to take out the pots. The Northwestern, under the experienced guidance of Captain Sig Hansen, sets off 295 miles northwest of Dutch Harbor on a difficult quest for opilio crab. With chaotic 20-foot seas from last night's storm, the crew faces the difficult challenge of blindly deploying 100 pots. In the unpredictable Bering Sea, safety comes first, and Captain Sig emphasizes the need to clear the deck, laying the groundwork for a season packed with both risk and opportunity. Amidst the roaring winds and smashing seas, Greenhorn Jake is tasked with not missing the first pot. The pressure is apparent as the team relies on his abilities to handle the turbulent waters. Captain Sig, pragmatic but hopeful, recognizes the importance of the first set, knowing that it can set the tone for the entire season. As the pot emerges from the freezing depths, there is a collective sigh of relief throughout the Northwest. The sight of an opilio crab brings the deck to life, a promising sign of good things to come. On the sorting table, the crew performs a quick and precise exercise to separate the valuable opilio crab from the others. The shoveler, so named for his quick motions, represents the need for speed in this high-risk endeavor. The mood is packed with a sense of luck and strategy, as the Northwestern appears to have hit gold with their first pots. The seasoned crew, well-versed in the complexities of opilio crab fishing, adapts quickly, acquiring insights into attractive areas and unlocking the key to a successful season. Northwestern is not the only ship on the journey of the Deadliest Catch. The Time Bandit is also on its way to the harbor. It is said that in the world of extreme fishing, secrets are the currency of success, and Captain Andy Hillstrand is ready to play his cards on board the Time Bandit. The crew gathers on the deck, full of anticipation. In a moment of strategic clarity, Captain Andy reveals his ambitious plan to travel into a secret fishing spot known only to the Hillstrand brothers. And just as they were planning, the weather turns wild. The crew's hands move with precision as they work quickly to secure pots and equipment, each member well aware that the success of this effort is dependent on their combined ability. The water, however, seems unconcerned about their goals, and the waves continue to smash with untamed intensity, adding another degree of difficulty to their bold mission. This has been a comparatively easy journey, but what came next for Time Bandit on yet another season is not for faint-hearted people. 85 miles to the northeast, the Time Bandit enjoys the tranquil beauty of a Bering Sea morning, a welcome respite from the previous storm's relentless thrashing. Captain Andy Hillstrand, reflecting on a difficult night, discusses the toll the storm took on the crew and the boat. The difficult journey is marked by shattered deck lights, missing deck boards, and a shredded flag. The crew, exhausted but determined, finds comfort in the prospect of calmer conditions. As Captain Andy recounts the challenging night and the rigorous watch to protect the crew's safety, he expresses relief at the change in weather. The once violent sea now has a more peaceful demeanor, with 10-foot waves replacing the frightening 35-footers. In a rare act of kindness, Mother Nature smiles upon the team, providing them with a little respite. Now that the sea has calmed, Captain Andy seizes the opportunity to resume hauling gear and pursue the opilio crab. Captain Andy, on the other hand, is in a difficult situation. He had set this string based on the recommendation of his older brother Jonathan, who had discovered great fishing in the same location the year before. However, the current production falls short of expectations, with only 175 keepers per pot, a far cry from the lot Jonathan experienced. Tensions mount as Captain Andy debates whether to trust or criticize Jonathan's strategy. The Time Bandit, a ship caught between familial obligations and the endless quest for an abundant harvest, navigates the challenges of captaincy. As Captain Andy considers whether to follow Jonathan's guidance or forge his own path, sibling conflicts emerge. The subtle dance between fraternal brotherhood and professional autonomy lends depth to the Time Bandit story, with each decision balancing tradition and innovation. The waves may have calmed, but the challenges remain, creating a fascinating story of familial bonds tested in the harsh environment of Opilio crab fishing. 345 miles northwest of Dutch Harbor, the Time Bandit makes a strategic change, leaving Captain Jonathan's grounds to explore the famous land known to crabbers as Mr. Miu. Captain Andy, full of confidence in his old stomping grounds, recalls the bountiful history the Hillstrand family has enjoyed with Mr. Miu. As the group anticipates the trials ahead, the wind howls and the weather changes, creating a frigid backdrop for the upcoming adventure. Captain Andy, keen to prove the skeptics wrong following Jonathan's hotspot letdown, strategically plants 50 pots in Mr. Miu's unexplored waters. With anticipation and stakes high, the crew awaits the outcome of this daring move. The suspense grows as Captain Andy, who is not only chasing crabs but also seeking redemption, takes out the first pot, unveiling a scene that sends waves of excitement through the Time Bandit. The pots, seemingly defying expectations, emerge half full, signaling the promising potential of Mr. Miu. The atmosphere on the Time Bandit shifts from anxiety to joy as each consecutive pot confirms the validity of Captain Andy's planned gamble. The brotherly banter takes a wonderful turn when Jonathan, accepting his victory, prioritizes the promise of a bountiful harvest over establishing a point. In this tale of high-stakes gambles and calculated risks, the Time Bandit triumphs, transforming a potentially difficult season into a triumphant story. Captain Andy's brave decision to trust his instincts and navigate the unpredictable Bering Sea pays off, paving the way for a profitable expedition and establishing the Hillstrand heritage on the ever-changing waters. The winds may blow sideways, but on Mr. Miu, the Time Bandit discovers not only crab, but also a fortune waiting to be hauled. In another season of harvesting the crabs, Time Bandit got its hands on a fortune of crabs, but that was not an easy catch. In the icy waters 190 miles northwest of Dutch Harbor, the Time Bandit fights Mother Nature's merciless powers. The melancholy whistle of the wind reminds the crew of their fragility in this vast ocean near the Pribilof Islands. The experienced captain, Jonathan Hillstrand, recognizes the need to respect the unpredictable elements and understands the natural devotion required for such an endeavor. As the vessel enters deeper waters, the crew anticipates a rich haul that could lead to a record $1 million season. Captain Hillstrand navigates the ship through stormy 25-foot seas while battling a 200-mile-wide low-pressure system, motivated by the quest for a golden king crab worth more than 50,000 pounds. The team has two challenges: surviving the storm and capturing a rich catch. The excitement builds as the crew pulls out pots, providing a glimpse of the possibly huge winnings. The precise placement of pots at 400 fathoms appears to match the creature's inclinations, as indicated by the large crabs brought on board. In the midst of the high-stakes fishing operation, the experienced captain, recognizing the elements of chance and skills, orchestrates a precise sequence of pots, negotiating a thin line with surgical precision. The strategic placement reflects both the captain's experience and the risk that characterizes the profession. The crew is on edge as they face hard weather and an imminent storm, knowing that the entire season's success is at stake. As the ship continues its path, the crew experiences rising waves of up to 50 feet. Despite the difficult conditions, Captain Hillstrand kept going, hoping that the cautiously placed pots will give a large harvest. The crew faces the harsh reality of the unpredictable sea, responding to the dynamic chess game played by the elements and the seasoned captain's clever moves. The crew's commitment and ability are tested throughout the chaotic dance with the ocean, demonstrating the dangerous yet fascinating nature of their pursuit in the frigid waters aboard the Time Bandit. Another ship, the Wizard, led by Captain Keith Colburn, is bravely facing tough conditions 367 miles off Dutch Harbor in the Bering Sea. They left early to avoid the upcoming harsh weather, showing their experience and careful planning. The crew is navigating through challenging waters, symbolizing their determination against nature's challenges. This early move sets the tone for a risky but strategic game, where the crew's decisions will shape their Opilio crab season. The first hurdle arises when the team navigates strong seas and unexpected weather throughout the pot launching operation. The ship faces high waves of up to 15 feet and 30 miles per hour freezing gusts, which threaten to knock the crew off balance. The relentless Bering Sea tests the Wizard's structural integrity as it rides low in the water, making each pot launch a risky adventure. Despite Captain Keith's knowledge, the elements remain a fierce enemy, transforming routine work into a never-ending war against nature. In the heart of these frozen battles are Greenhorn's Nick Maurer and Crosby Levine, who are tasked with a grueling job, baiting pots in freezing conditions. Snow crabs, also known as Opilio crabs, are normally collected in a manner that minimizes environmental effects and the possibility of bycatch. The conventional method includes the use of pots, which are specialized cages designed to successfully attract and catch snow crabs. These pots are coated and baited with squid or fish to attract crabs before being gently dropped to the ocean floor. Once placed, the pots are left undisturbed. The creative design of these pots allows snow crabs to enter, but prevents them from leaving, securing their captivity while keeping them alive within the pots. This method not only assures a more sustainable and focused snow crab harvest, but also shows a deliberate attempt to reduce the ecological imprint of the fishing process in the Bering Sea's sensitive ecosystems. Now one might ask, why the harsh Bering Sea? In the frigid world of the Bering Sea, snow crabs find a cool ally, winter ice. This ice does more than simply keep things cool. It also promotes the growth of microscopic algae. These algae serve as the foundation of the food chain, nourishing a diverse range of aquatic animals. However, the winter ice performs much greater magic. It generates a large cold zone on the seafloor. This ice zone creates a secret hideout for snow crabs, shielding them from predators who prefer warmer climates. So due to the winter ice, snow crabs not only acquire their food, but they also find a frozen and secure habitat that protects them from harm. It's like a frozen fortress where they may live peacefully in the freezing depths of the sea. Nick works relentlessly in frigid circumstances, and the crew demonstrates perseverance and solidarity. The difficult conditions do not discourage them. Rather, they develop a sense of camaraderie. The crew members recognize their common battle, and as they face the elements together, a special relationship forms, one forged in the furnace of the Bering Sea. The team is carved with a combination of focus and solidarity. It demonstrates the steadfast attitude of individuals who are willing to confront the freezing war of Opilio crab fishing. The valiant crew aboard the Wizard, armed with grit and determination, prepares for the treacherous task of pot launching, a wet and dangerous endeavor that distinguishes seasoned fishermen from the rest. As the first pot is prepared for its fall into the cold depths, the air is filled with cheering, signaling the start of a high-stakes hunt for Bering Sea gold. Among the cheers, Nick, the low man on the boat, prepares for a critical role in the mission. His duty was to hang bait in each of the Wizard's 230 pots. The crew understands the importance of every detail, especially given the Opilio crab's problematic nature. Smaller than their king crab counterparts, slippery, and prone to slipping out of even the smallest holes. Monty, with a firm warning, emphasizes the significance of keeping the doors closed to guarantee a successful catch. The Northwestern crew's never-ending struggle against the weather gets more intense with every pot they cast into the turbulent waves. They navigate through strong waves and battle with deadly steel, showing a never-ending determination to overcome the challenging conditions of the Bering Sea. Over the course of 40 exhausting hours, 229 pots make it to the bottom of the frigid abyss. But when the crew encounters the last obstacle, the much-desired final pot, the journey achieves its peak. In this high-stakes hunt for Opilio crabs, their firm collaboration and relentless efforts are put to the test, resulting in a thrilling climax. As the pot descends into the abyss, everyone wishes for a prosperous year ahead. The crew envisions a lively environment, with a flurry of activity as they anticipate rapid, quick, and hot fishing days. Despite this joy, Dutch Harbor remains a distant backdrop, reminding us that the problems of the frigid seas are far from gone. Despite the terrible conditions, the Wizard's crew remains resilient and eager to conquer the unpredictable and powerful Bering Sea, where each pot launched brings them closer to the prized Opilio crab bounty. In another journey, after Captain Keith's emotional pep talk, the crew of the Wizard, 100 miles to the southwest, finds themselves at a crossroads. The deck is packed with determination and lingering tension as a result of the captain's candid remarks. As the crew resumes their hard task of setting pots, Captain Keith tackles the elephant in the room, the apparent shortcomings that caused his earlier frustration. Following the pep talk, there is an apparent sense of determination and defiance among the crew. Captain Keith, realizing the potential significance of his statements, tries to heal fences and dispel any remaining hatred. He recognizes each crew member's efforts and encourages them to persevere and prove their worth in the harsh Bering Sea. However, not all wounds heal easily. Lenny, one of the crew members, takes the captain's words seriously, feeling a personal ache. Captain Keith, the emotional leader, apologizes to Lenny and emphasizes the crew's mutual respect. The Wizard's friendship is put to strain, and the captain's ability to negotiate both the rough seas and the delicate interactions among the crew will be critical in determining the success of the Opilio crab season. Meanwhile, in the galley, Greenhorn Moy expresses his own problems. Still enraged by the previous discussion, he confronts Captain Keith, challenging the captain's authority. In a heated exchange, Moy violates an unwritten rule of crab fishing by criticizing the captain's judgments. The confrontation highlights the high-stakes, high-pressure environment of crab fishing, where emotions run as deep as the freezing waters they travel. The emerging drama aboard the Wizard adds an unexpected element of complication to an already tough season, forcing the crew to deal with not just the obstacles of the Bering Sea, but also the delicate balance of personalities on board. As the pots return to the cold depths, the Wizard's crew must negotiate not only the perilous waters, but also the unexplored frontiers of trust and teamwork. Another one on the journey is Captain Greg Muntree of the Far West, who leads his crew on a never-ending quest for survival in the inhospitable seas of the Bering Sea, where every journey is a dangerous dance. As the Opilio crab season approaches, Greg recognizes that the key to a successful expedition is not simply the catch, but also the well-being of his crew. With the weight of responsibility on his shoulders, Captain Greg, an experienced sailor, begins on a mission to prioritize safety above all else. The Far West crew, a tight-knit group of people seasoned by the trials of the Bering Sea, are waiting for the Coast Guard's imminent arrival. Greg's leadership is distinguished by a dedication to comprehensive inspections, intensive drills, and a constant emphasis on preparedness. The anticipation grows as Coast Guard inspectors make their presence known in the Far West. The crew, dressed in old oilskins, performs a dance of efficiency and precision as they endure rigorous inspections. Every inch of the vessel is scrutinized to ensure that it fulfills the Coast Guard's high safety standards. It's a meticulous process, but one that Captain Greg believes is essential for his crew's safety and the success of their Opilio crab trip. The Coast Guard inspects ships involved in activities such as crab fishing in the Bering Sea to ensure that they meet safety standards and laws. This is especially important given the harsh weather and inherent risks of crab fishing. The inspections are designed to identify and address any safety concerns, structural flaws, and equipment malfunctions that could contribute to incidents at sea. The Coast Guard emphasizes emergency readiness, with workers receiving extensive training in response methods such as fire drills and the usage of survival suits. Furthermore, the inspections focus on environmental compliance to protect marine habitats, which aligns with larger conservation goals. Verification of compliance with fishing legislation, vessel safety requirements, and crew working conditions is critical to promoting fair and lawful fishing operations. Given the tough conditions in the Bering Sea, search and rescue planning is carefully scrutinized to ensure that vessels are prepared to respond effectively in an emergency. Overall, Coast Guard inspections are critical in reducing dangers, protecting lives at sea, and enforcing maritime regulations. On the far west, simulated disaster scenarios test preparedness to the ultimate test. Fire drills and emergency suit exercises prepare the crew for the Bering Sea's unpredictable nature. In the blink of an eye, a simulated fire breaks out in the ship's bathroom. The team responds quickly, demonstrating their skill and coordination as they locate the strobe light, secure the situation, and proclaim the fire under control. It's a demonstration of flawless coordination, proof of the hours spent preparing for the worst-case scenarios that the Bering Sea could hurl at them. The emergency suit drill adds another level of complexity to the test. Understanding the harsh reality of imminent ship abandonment in cold waters, the crew quickly dons their survival suits in less than a minute. Throughout this fast-paced drill, Captain Greg assures that every member, from the most experienced deckhands to the newest recruits, is prepared to tackle the obstacles that the freezing sea may provide. As the Coast Guard trials end, Captain Greg steers the vessel out of the dock, the far west now loaded not just with pots and gear, but also with the certainty that safety is at the forefront of their journey. The Bering Sea, known for its ruthlessness, demands respect, and the far west crew, led by Captain Greg, sails into the frigid vastness with confidence and preparedness. It demonstrates the knowledge that, in the harsh and unpredictable seas of the Bering Sea, safety is more than simply a priority. It is a lifeline. A question might arise in many minds: why do these people risk their lives for these crabs? Opilio crabs have sweet, luscious meat that makes them very desirable in the commercial fishing market. Opilio crabs have a high market demand, especially in North America and Asia, which contributes to their economic worth. Due to their soft texture and subtle flavor, snow crab legs are highly sought after in many culinary cultures, which raises their market value. Due to their high price per pound in the seafood market, Opilio crabs provide a significant financial incentive for hunters. The potential financial rewards of a prosperous Opilio crab season attract fishermen. Opilio crabs are rare and only available during certain seasons, which adds to their market worth. The short fishing window also drives up prices due to increased competition. Opilio crabs are not only delicious, but they are also essential to the local economy of fishing towns. The livelihoods of fishermen, crew members, and related sectors are supported by the money obtained from Opilio crab fishing, which also adds to the economic vibrancy of coastal areas. The urge of significant financial gains, combined with the cultural and gastronomic importance of Opilio crabs, encourages fishermen to keep pushing through the difficult Bering Sea conditions in search of these prized crabs. In this frozen abyss, where the air is thick with anticipation and the decks are coated with frost, the Bering Sea fishermen prepare for a journey that goes beyond the limits of ordinary human endurance. Today, we unraveled the gripping narrative of Opilio season, where the pursuit of these elusive creatures was met with freezing temperatures, towering waves, and an indomitable spirit that pushed the crews to their limits. Deadliest Catch is more than a fishing expedition. It's a test of survival in the harshest marine environment known to man. Subscribe to the heart-stopping world of Opilio season, where the deadliest catch is just a heartbeat away.